Johnson is here with more on that. What did they actually see this morning, Damon, if you know?
Well, I mean, they picked up a couple of inches, but yeah, that total goes through tomorrow morning. So it's still snowing in parts of the mountains out there in western Maryland.
Hang in there.
Does that give you a little chill?
Yes. you know, I'm hoping they have on their beanies and going about their day.
I'm sure they do. Out that way, they are very used to it. Now, snow a little more uncommon as you get closer to the district this early in the year anyway. And yeah, we're not seeing any of those flakes here in the district. But I'll tell you what, we are seeing and feeling that wind. It's shaking our camera once again as we try to look out toward the Capitol there as we approach sunset. And really, the wind that we've been dealing with, well, it's not going anywhere. And as a matter of fact, it's likely to intensify a little bit as we head into Tuesday. And that is also going to amplify how cold it feels. Check it out. We have northwest winds going steadily at about 10 to 20 miles per hour at this point in the late afternoon, early evening. The wind gusts have backed off a little bit from earlier in the day, but we're still seeing occasional gusts up around 25 miles an hour, even 30 miles per hour out across those mountains in West Virginia and western Maryland. And with air temperatures only making it back into the 40s, perhaps lower 50s, even colder in some locations to the west, well, that is easily making it feel much, much colder than what we had over the weekend when it was still decently warm in the upper 60s, low 70s. Everybody is running about 15 to 25 degrees colder than those high temperatures over the weekend. But you factor in the wind chill as well. It feels more like the 20s and 30s, and it's only about to get colder as we head into the night. Here's the front that swept through late Sunday. It's been drifting off the East Coast, the center of the storm system, taking any bit of rainfall along with it there. And as cold air wraps around that system, look at all of the snow that's coming off of the Great Lakes into parts of western New York, western Pennsylvania, down into West Virginia and Ohio as well. Now, here's the one thing that's keeping a lot of that snowfall away from us here in the DMV. The mountains right along in western Maryland with the Allegheny Front, the Blue Ridge in Virginia, it's sort of acting as a buffer. That snow is not going to be able to make it up and over the mountains there, so we'll keep the white powder out across the mountains. But as far as the cold goes, well, that certainly is still going to spill over into the DMV here. Now, check it out. Like I mentioned, the wind is not going to let up anytime soon. We may get a brief lull here overnight where the wind gusts are only around 20 miles an hour. But as we head into your Tuesday morning, look at that wind picking right back up again. Gusts could reach as high as 35 to 40 miles per hour throughout the day tomorrow. And then it remains blustery as we head into Wednesday. But the wind direction, it'll change coming out of the southwest, and that means it's going to start to warm up pretty quickly by the middle of the week. But in the meantime, this is what we have to gear up for. By tonight, we're going to see those wind chills falling into the 20s. And then as we wake up tomorrow morning with those wind gusts 20 to 25 miles an hour, air temps already in the 20s, it's going to feel like it's in the teens. And if you're out across the mountains, the single digits. This is by far the most biting cold we've had in quite some time. So grab the hats, the gloves, all of the layers. You're going to need it to start the day tomorrow. But there it is. We snap back to around 60 on Wednesday, and then we're much quieter and a lot more comfortable in the 50s for the rest of the week.